Hello my friends, and welcome to my channel. I was outside with the lilacs today. Can you smell them? And I just felt that I needed to try to get them on paper to remember this day when they were so totally beautiful. And I thought I could try to do it in a simple way. Is that possible? Maybe. So I'm going to try to dip this into purple watercolor and press it down onto the paper and see if we can get some kind of pattern that we can work with. So I have prepared some color over here. It's not so much, but I'm going to try to dip it several times into the color like this and then onto my paper and see what happens. We get some purple. Let's take some more. That way it feels like it's actually in my painting. Maybe a bit crazy, but that's me. I want to try to do it in a way so everyone can do it, even if you feel you don't is any expert on watercolor, but still want to have a little memory from this year's lilacs. I'm not sure. We will see. Let's do another one, so we at least have two. It's fun to play. I think I need to just add a little bit more. And I'm using Prussian Blue from Winsor Newton. No, Daniel Smith, sorry. And then I used some Crimson Lake PVC. And a little bit of Opera Rose, Winsor Newton, to get it a little bit more light. So let's press it down one more time and get some more color. We can add a bit more later. So let's just go in with some water and see if we can just make this more like a pattern of the lilacs. Using a lot of water so it can spread and move a little bit so we get different colors. Leave white space. In between, so you still can see a bit of the white between all the purple. Trying to do a thick one so we can get some dark spots in here too. And remember, it's just paper, color and water, so you don't need to paint any perfect lilacs. We are just playing. Make them very loose. And I think I'm going to try to go in with a little bit of the more pink. Just a few spots so we get some difference in the color. Not too much. Splatter on some water. Then I'm going to go in with clear water and just dab it into the purple so I get it to kind of follow the clean water out a little bit on the paper. Not everywhere, some spots, just to give it a little bit of background so it looks like we have more lilacs beside them. Doing the same on this side, just adding clear water and dab in the brush against the pink and the lilac, purpley color. And if it's too much, just take your paper towel and dab it off, so it still looks natural and not so painted. Moving it around a little bit so it can move around loosely. So the next step is to do some leaves, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to paint on the back and see if I can press it down. I need to put it on a paper so I can kind of paint it all the way. This way you don't need to think about the shape, you don't need to think about form. You can just do like this, and then put it down, put a paper on top of it, and press it down. And let's see what happens. We're still playing. No. See? There we have a leaf. Let's do another one. Trying to get some thick color so it's not so watery. It's easy to get it to stick onto the leaf. And I think I will put another one kind of right here. Then I'm taking the leaf and I'm squeezing it a little bit to the side so we get another shape, and take it off. So far so good. Let's take another size, or a bit smaller, and another shape. And I think I'm going to let that dry a little bit. So putting this on top of the other one, so it's kind of overlapping a little bit. Try to get the color on the edges so you can still get the shape. And I think we can put it up here. There we go. So then let's add a bit of color. Same with this one, leave a bit of white space so that you still can see that it's watercolor. Doesn't need to be covered up. You still can see that it's leaves. And again splatter some water on both the lilacs and the leaves. Taking a little bit of the lilac and splatter it into the still a bit soft background. And the same with the green. And then I'm adding a little bit of green into the lilacs. Not cover all the white up. Still want the white to be seen. But I have some branches inside, so just a little bit so we can still see that it's some greenery into the stems. Going to spritz this a little bit with water so it was a little bit dry. Okay, I will leave this to dry now, and then we can continue in a few seconds. So I think this looks quite good for being a bit of a play. So I'm going to add a little bit of details and a little more layer on the leaves, and also add one more leaf. I think I need something here. I wasn't sure if I should do lilacs or leaf, but I actually think we need another leaf there. And I think maybe something like that could work. So let's add a bit of color, not put the paper in all the color. It's dried already. And I'm using sap green from Winsor Newton and a little bit of black into that to get it a little bit more like the dark green that the lilacs have. I think I forgot to tell you that. So putting a bit color on the leaf again, and then I'm holding the end of the leaf so I'm not putting that down, so that way it was a real bad one. Didn't take the color on at all, I think. Take some thicker color. So I use just the tip of the leaf. See if this can do a better print. Wasn't so much better, so let's make one. Just look at your shape of the leaf and put a bit of green down. Remember the white space. Like that. And I think maybe one more on the top, so we get a little leaf print. And I'm actually going to try to find a piece of paper, and I'm going to put that, kind of cover the lilac So I just can put down the leaf like that. Just want a hint of a leaf. Kind of just using the water and spread that little green that is there. So we can kind of see a leaf, but more kind of feeling it. That it's there somewhere. I think I'm going to lift a little bit of that green off. It was a bit dark. So I'm just wetting it and dabbing off, so I can add a little bit of the light green instead. Like so. So I'm taking some green and a lot of water and just putting on another layer so we get some shades. And again, water. It's almost like I put water on top of it. Very, very thin light color. It makes a bit of a magic just to put down this second layer. It makes it feel more worked on in some funny way. And water splatters. It makes a bit of a texture on the leaves that looks good. Okay, and I'm going to take a little bit more of the purple and put it on like this, so it looks like they cover up the leaf behind it. And then we have these shapes of the flowers. See if I can get this to zoom in. And we need to do a few of those, just so we have a little detail. And I'm going to take paper so I can show you. I just taking quite thick color and just dabbing down the tip of my brush on all four sides like that. I'm not doing it in any other way, so really it's simple. Take that out and put it away. So I'm just going to put down my brush so we get a little kind of a flower pattern. It's a little bit too dark. Need more of the red. And maybe some more water. So let's do it again. And I'm I'm going to just do this in a few spots, so we get a flower pattern. If it looks too straight, you can just dab it a little bit with your brush and make it a little bit more round. And then I'm also going to do a few buds, and that's kind of like this. I just put down and do a oval. So in the top I'm making just some patterns of round buds. And if you think it's too dark, you can just dab it off onto a paper. You can see the buds on top of this. See if I can get it to zoom there. So they are very small and round. Oops. So that's more kind of a little reminder that it's actually is lilacs. So a few of those X's, and then I do a kind of half of that. So I do a V shape like that, but much smaller. So instead of an X, I'm doing half the shape. So it looks like you can see the flower from the side. Just some small details that makes it remind a bit more about lilacs. So let's see, do we need something more? Maybe just some splatter that are staying on dry. So they won't fall into the water. So I'm actually going to stop there, and I hope you will join me and try this because it's so fun, and time just fly away. And of course, don't forget to sign it. That's important. And you can of course do a line and wash, so you can do these patterns if you would like to with a pen afterwards, some kind of fine liner. But I'm not. I'm satisfied with this, and I think this was fun to do something really loose. So thank you for keeping me company, and I hope I will see you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.